Sorry. Sorry. So you came here as a young guy, huh? How old?
I was about 21 years old.
And you're 46 now?
I'm 53. I'll be 54.
46. You look 46.
53. I'll be 54 in August. This was back in 93 or 94. I can't remember the year exactly, but we came down here, part of the Region 6 Historical Structures team with the U.S. Forest Service, based out of Zigzag. So we came down here to this Oregon Parks job, who own this site now even, in conjunction with the University of Oregon Architectural Field School. And I believe the project was about 3 weeks long. We had to come down here and repair some dry rot that occurred because the floodplain is out here, and they had flooding, and it came into the barn, and it started rotting out the base of the big juniper columns that are in there. So yeah, we had to come and repair that. And this sign,
did you say month?
about 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you stayed in a hotel nearby? And
Yeah, we stayed at, I can't remember the name of the folks that we rented the house from, but it was a ranch down a little south of Diamond. They had a spare house and they rented it out to us. We just pulled our per diem and stayed there. And we were based out of there while we were working in this area. And we'd, eat breakfast, make our lunch, drive to work, work all day, and then come back, get cleaned up, and then we go to the Diamond Hotel for dinner. Some of the best food I've ever had in my life. It was great.
Huh.
And rinse and repeat.
How many?
There were, let's see, John Platts was our supervisor. Dudley Pence was on the crew, as well as John McKellerin. They were both Forest Service employees. And George Paulmiter was a retired gentleman that helped us out, and he was down here for, I can't remember if it was all or part of the project. There was a few, well, there was, what was Lisa's name? A gal from the National Park Service who came down here to help out. She was kind of attached to the University of Oregon Architectural Field School. Yeah, and there were a couple of Oregon Parks people that were detailed to our crew for the duration of the project.
Everybody treat you nice?
Yeah, it was great.
Good working team?
Nice folks. People were, the local folks that we did meet were happy that we were here, and it sure looks like what we've done has held up. The barn's in pretty good shape.
So the main portion of your contract, your reason for being down here would be the centering?
Basically, repair the flood damage to the columns, for the most part.
Nice.
Yeah. So since then, they've put some signboards up, some very helpful signboards up that I'll read.
Amen.
History comes alive. Welcome to Pete French Round Barn, State Heritage Site. The unique structure you see before you is tangible evidence of a fascinating man and his livestock empire. Cattle King Pete French arrived here in 1872 and claimed great chunks of this high desert land for himself and his California-based employer, Dr. Hugh Glenn. By the 1880s, he was working tens of thousands of head of cattle with the help of 50 to 80 ranch hands. French had the round barn built so his cowboys could train horses and mules to pull wagon trains full of wool, hay, and supplies to market in Oregon City. As you explore French's old stomping grounds, you will discover other landmarks and structures that further tell the rich ranching history of Southeast Oregon.
So how far from French Glen are we, miles-wise, do you know?
No, about 20-ish. I can't remember off the top of my head.
How long do tickets to drive here? Times 60 miles an hour. I'll look it up.
I didn't pay attention. I was thinking, dredging up memories from 30 some odd years ago.
Yeah. What time of the season were you guys down here?
We were down here in late May and early June. We had some cold, rainy weather for part of the time. But by and large, it was kind of like this. Pretty nice. Good weather.
Oh.
It's okay, Lola.
Oh. Zone ruin. That doesn't sound very good.
The murder of Pete French. Pete French's years of aggressive tactics caught up to him in 1897. In the late 1880s, a homesteader, Edward Oliver, made a 160-acre claim on a section of French Glen's P Ranch along the contested Malheur Lake shoreline. The shoreline had been resurveyed and was open for settlement. French claimed the land and tried to throw Oliver and his homesteading neighbors out. This time, French lost in court. In the next battle of their 10-year war, Oliver successfully asked the county court for a road easement so he didn't have to go 6 miles out of his way to avoid trespassing. Furious, French sued the county for the road's removal. On December 26, 1897, the frustrated Oliver decided to avoid the 6-mile detour and rode onto French Glen land. Pete French was moving some cattle that day, and the two men met. Facing each other on horseback, they argued bitterly. French hit Oliver with a willow whip and started to ride away. He got only a few feet when Oliver drew a pistol and shot him, reported the Sacramento Record. French fell to the ground dead with a bullet in his brain. Thus ended the life of Peter French, a man of many admirable qualities of mind and heart, but whose tyrannical and overbearing temper brought about his own ruin. The Oregon courts and public opinion had turned against the big cattle barons. When Oliver was tried for murder, the jury found him innocent. The French Glen P Ranch was sold in 1906. The land eventually reverted to public land, and in 1808 it was set aside by President Theodore Roosevelt as Malheur National Wildlife Refuge. Creative function. The round barn. Of all the buildings French built on his land, the round barns were the most complicated and interesting. This one was built in the 1880s and is the only one remaining. He chose this design demonstrates just how forward-thinking and practical Pete French was. A round barn is not a barn in the conventional sense. It is actually an enclosed corral where cowboys trained large teams of horses and mules to pull freight wagons. In any given winter, between 400 and 600 horses were moved in and out of the round barn. Inside the round barn, you will see a circular stone corral, 63 feet in diameter and 2 feet thick. Cowboys tended foaling mares in the center circle. The outer ring offered plenty of room to maneuver the animals and wagons while training them in extreme weather conditions. The stone was quarried locally. Before being used in Oregon, round barns were widely used in colonial America and on many 19th century Midwest farms. It is a difficult structure to build. French's foreman, boatwright Nimrod Comegys, I hope I didn't butcher your name, Nimrod, brought his experience and skill to the construction of all the Pete French round barns. The barn's umbrella-style roof is supported by a center post with interior posts made of juniper. The door and window frames are built with sawn ponderosa pine, and the roof is covered with western red singer shingles. Thanks to careful construction, solid design, and the care and money applied to renovation, The barn has stood the test of harsh winters for more than 130 years. Mover and shaker, the early years of Pete French. Pete French began his adult life breaking horses for Sacramento cattle and wheat mogul Dr. Hugh Glenn. Liking his tough competence, Glenn sent French with about 1,000 head of cattle to Harney County, Oregon in 1872 to establish a cattle ranch. Once there, French claimed blocks of unsurveyed federal land by quote-unquote right of undisturbed possession and other methods, some of which skirted the law. He marked his ownership by simply building fences around the land, then went on to use it as he saw fit. By the 1890s, he was running 45,000 head of cattle on more than 140,000 acres and aggressively seeking more land. Much of the region was surveyed in the late 1870s, and the settlers came to stake claims under the Homestead Act and other federal land laws. Conflict was inevitable. Cattle was a big moneymaker, and Pete French wanted all the land he could get. He took full advantage of gaps in evolving land laws and acquired thousands of acres using dubious claims, manipulation, and outright intimidation. He sued to exclude settlers, pressing his claims in court. Sometimes he made his point in person. All the people who worked for him just worshiped Peter French. He was good to the people. He never let anybody go hungry. French Glen employee John Culp. Any homesteader found within the limits of what French considered French Glen land received an oral and sometimes physical lashing from French. Margaret Justine Lopiccolo, 1964.
Just like, imagine the movie with Emilio Estevez and the boys.
Young Guns.
Young Guns.
Yeah.
And the land barons and
Yeah.
the way they treat everybody else.
Sharp practices.
Yeah.
They were ruthless.
Yeah. Damn it. Okay. Right to the center. So you jacked this thing up and then dug holes underneath and the rest of that?
Well, so the method that we used to jack all this up and repair the damage was we used 3x10 or 3x12 rough sawn dug for planks, and we sandwiched each column all the way around the circle, and then we used bottle jacks and wood blocks and slowly jacked each of them up. But before we did that, we took a theodolite and we shot in where each of them were originally so that we could lower them back down where they should be. So once we jacked them all up, including the center, we dug a hole underneath each of them to accommodate a sonotube, and then poured concrete into that sonotube along with a couple of drift pins, and then drilled the bottoms of the columns so that when we lowered them down, the drift pins would lock them in place on the base.
Gravity.
And they seem to have held up pretty well over the years.
Yeah. They escaped moisture. They got moisture, but they lasted.
Yeah, it's dry down here, which helps a lot. So yeah, it's
You're
held
talking
up.
about the size of this center column and how rare it is. It's just something that big.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a juniper, but if it is, it's a gigantic juniper. It could be ponderosa pine, for all I know.
And the length again of the project?
It's about 3 weeks, if I remember correctly.
What other projects did you guys do while you were on that trip?
This is the only one we did down here. Yeah.
Very nice. You walk around the outside of this center circle.
Good girl. Good girl, Lola.
Walk around the outside, I'll be back.
We've got company. Family just showed up.
What?
Little family showed up. Lola, you eating some grass?
Okay. Family.
Oh, jeez, Lola.
You're so tough.
Lola, you're silly. What are you doing?
You silly little dog.
What are you barking at? You know what people is. They're just people.
Morning. How you doing? We're great. She's great.
Don't mind her.
Trying to
She's
think
just.
about ice cream though.
Where are you folks from? Oh, okay. Oh, really? How long ago were you here?
Well, let's see, my dad was still alive and she died in 2000, so
So
probably in the 90s.
interesting. I came here as part with the Forest Service and helped jack the center
Yeah.
posts up.
Yeah, and then they had to, and repaired the roof. They had a whole fun thing going.
Okay.
Way to go!
This is
So your dad lived near here?
Hi. No, we lived over in the valley, but
Oh, okay.
he was always interested in horses. When
Yeah.
he grew up in Dakota,
Huh?
South Dakota, till he was 10. Then he moved to Tacoma.
Oh.
But when he graduated from high school in Tacoma, he and his brother started a concessionaire service on Mount Rainier.
Oh,
They had 120 head of horses and
Nice.
one other partner, and they would take people all over the mountain hunting, fishing,
Yeah.
people from Hollywood. Yeah,
sounds pretty cool.
it was,
Yeah.
it was a great time.
I'll bet he met a lot of interesting people.
He did, and he
Yeah.
just loved it so much.
That sounds awesome.
And one of his friends was a photographer, and so I have great pictures of him on his horse with Mount Rainier and lakes and
bet.
stuff, which is really cool.
I haven't had the
Yeah.
pleasure to get up there. The closest I've been is Packwood. We did a condition assessment when I was in the Forest Service at, I can't even remember what it was, a campground at the base of Rainier,
Yeah.
just outside of Packwood. But
Anyway, and then,
it wasn't
And
paradise.
then
no.
World War II
Yeah.
came, and nobody came to the mountain, and then he
Yeah.
got drafted. So
Yeah.
that was the end of that.
Yeah.
But and then he didn't have a horse again until I was in. He had his own construction business, small, mainly houses, some
Yeah.
some commercial buildings.
Mhm.
When I was growing up, and then there was a recession, and he couldn't get any work, and so he went to work for another commercial company.
Mhm.
And he loved that because they did big buildings.
Yeah.
They did schools and all
Yeah.
kinds of things. And all of a sudden, he had free time. He hadn't had that when he had his own
Yeah.
business because he was either
Yeah.
getting jobs laid out or
Yep.
buying, or
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he had free time, so he got a horse and he started team roping.
Oh.
And he was a healer. We lived right behind the Clackamas County Fairgrounds. We had a couple acres there. And so he'd have to truck the horse around to the barn.
Mm-hmm.
So he talked the fair board into putting in a gate on
Oh,
our back
nice.
pasture so he could go through. And then during the fair, he put in an electric fence
Yeah.
and kept the horse up in the front, and they parked their extra rigs there, and they ended up buying that place. They own it now.
So how did you know about this place?
Oh, he talked about it. He always
so
wanted
he came, or
he always wanted to come here.
oh, okay.
And we had just gotten a trailer,
Yeah.
and my husband wanted to go to French Glen and go fishing,
Yeah.
stay at Page Springs.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, my dad has always wanted to go. And he said, okay, we can bring your dad. so So we came and he went fishing and I brought my dad to see the
Nice.
barn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been here in 32, 33 years.
And look, it's still, your work
It's
still
held up pretty
stands.
well. I mean, it
This is
really
my
has.
husband, Spud.
Hi,
Hey, bud. How you doing?
Good.
Like the potato, Spud.
Spud.
Yeah. Tell me your name again.
Tyson
Tyson.
Peterson.
He was involved in jacking things up and getting the roof fixed and
Yeah.
stuff. He worked for the Forest Service.
We're actually going to make a little video for him to have on his phone
Oh, how
of
nice.
this.
Okay.
And we'll post everything.
And
on
share
there.
with the coworkers I have that from that point in time.
Yeah.
That's great. Well,
Yeah.
he brought a tour here one time,
Oh.
right?
I've got plenty of guys here.
A tour?
He brought a tour.
I belong to the pretty active in the Order of the Antelope. I don't know if you've
Oh, yeah.
I was a tour guide for about 35 years.
Nice. You got to see some cool stuff, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Have you had a chance to get up to the top of the Steens?
That's where we're headed.
Oh.
You're gonna love it.
I have been up there probably half a dozen times,
Oh, good.
and despite our best efforts, I have never been able to get my wife up there
Oh, geez.
because
Well, the road's good, so
either it was too much snow and it was
Yeah.
closed, or for well, like 4 or 5 years they had a rock slide. You couldn't get
Oh.
around. And
we did the whole loop yesterday, and all the roads were in good
Oh,
condition.
it was just gorgeous up there.
so
Yeah.
it's pretty spectacular.
It is like a
that
spiritual
tiger-
experience. I
That
mean,
Tiger Gorge is
yeah.
just,
it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It was almost a religious
Yeah.
experience.
it is.
It
was
is.
Whoa.
We just were looking at each other like
Yeah, tiger. Oh my goodness.
it was
Did you
amazing.
see any horses on the south side?
No.
We didn't see a couple birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a
No.
little bit of weather, a little bit of cloud, a little bit of sun. We had a little
Yeah, there was low cloud going through there. It was really kind of cool. I mean, you
Cleared
can
up, so
not
we
good
got-
for visibility, but
Yeah, tiger. Wow.
Yeah, it's
was
it's
amazing.
10,000 feet up at that overlook.
97.33
Close
to
enough
be
to
precise.
tell.
Yeah.
Close enough.
I
to
read the
think, right?
sign. But you can see the desert. You can
And
you can see
A
forever.
friend of mine, his sister owns that Albert Ranch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then when you up at the look and you see the ranch
Yeah.
down there,
Yeah.
they own that.
Yeah,
Bill
we're on the
Miller,
desert.
Oh, I was
too.
going to
We
say, is
went to
that
the
Bill's
desert.
sister?
So we went to the Steens the day before yesterday. Went to Albert Desert yesterday.
And I have never been to Albert Desert.
It's a rough road.
Oh my God, 10.1 miles. That felt like 127 miles.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we went out at like, it took us an hour to get that 10 miles. But on the way back, I was like, no way. Boom.
Yeah.
Just-
But it was interesting because there were people out there racing and stuff.
Yeah.
And,
really?
The
yeah.
weather was good.
Yeah.
They
Nice.
do those. They have those
Sail cars?
sail cars.
We didn't see any of those. It was just motorized
What's going on?
vehicles.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like a
3 wheels.
Yep.
Get up on
Three
2.
wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty interesting country down
It
there.
is. It's
It's amazing.
hard to get to if you know. We're from the Portland area, so
Yeah,
it
well,
took a
we're
long
in
time.
Aurora, so we're just
Yeah.
halfway down to Salem.
We went to Crater Lake first, and then from Crater Lake all the way down, even through Nevada to get
We'd never seen Northern Nevada,
Oh,
so
gosh.
we just
So
skipped
did you
around.
go through?
Lakeview, well, Klamath Falls, Lakeview, and
Right.
then
Yeah.
there's a
did you
stretch
go,
of road there where we didn't see more than a windmill and an old
Did
barn.
you go to Sheldon Refuge?
No,
I
That's
thought
in-
I saw
that's
it.
in Nevada.
through a bunch of, well, we were
Yeah.
not hauling.
We were hauling
And
butt.
If you've never been to Heart Mountain,
We didn't get there, but
That's-
we saw lots of sign. You know,
that's a pretty spiritual place.
really.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of hunters go around there, but
But
I've
it's
never
not.
been.
It's not necessarily. There's over 1,000 sites in Lake County with ancient petroglyphs.
Petroglyphs, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and I've drug her all over half the United States. looking at
True story.
that's cool.
Yeah.
We even went to Hawaii 6 years ago and hunted up petroglyphs in Maui.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
5 years ago, we went to spend a month in Utah.
that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. The night before we were leaving for Utah, a couple of Mormon brothers, what do you call them?
Elders.
Elders.
Oh, elders, yeah.
Elders came to the door and we're talking, and we've talked to them before. They
Yeah.
volunteer at a farm where he volunteers, and anyway, and so they said, "Oh, you said it's funny. You should stop by. We're leaving for Utah tomorrow." And the one said, "Where are you going? Are you going to Pangitch?" I said, "I don't
No.
know. Where is Pangitch?"
By Bryce Canyon.
And I said, well, yeah, we're passing by. He said, oh, you have to go to my aunt's drive-in and have a cheeseburger and blah, blah, blah. And so we did. It
Nice.
was really funny.
Yeah, if you get a chance to go to Fields, they've got really good milkshakes.
The
Oh, we've
best
been
in the
there.
world.
Oh, they're good.
Very expensive though.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get gas there if you can avoid it.
Same way in French Glen.
Yeah, it's even more expensive than French Glen.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$2 more?
Yeah, something like $2 a gallon more.
Probably $8 a gallon.
It cost me $104 to fill my tank up halfway.
But
I thought she was like, what? No, oh yeah,
if
I
you pull up
guess
for gas and you don't have a cell phone, you can't buy gas.
you have to take a
'Cause you have to
picture
take
of
a
it.
picture of she's not coming out.
That gal will not get off that stool.
No, she's
Big
gonna
gal.
sit there. You take a
Yeah.
picture of what
Quite
you
large.
pumped, and then she'll
Yeah.
do a calculation. Take your
No.
money.
Yeah.
Oh my
Both
gosh,
French
that's a
Glen and
riot.
Yeah, French Glen's kind of the same way.
no cell phone, no picture, no gas.
Okay.
I love it. It's so bad.
It's different.
It is. It's good. So have you ever eaten at the cowboy dinner
trail.
tree?
The where?
The cowboy dinner tree?
Oh my God.
Where is that?
Where's that?
That's another whole experience.
Where is
Good
it?
experience or bad
Oh,
experience?
good. It's
Okay.
very
Silver,
good.
Silver Lake, Oregon,
Oh, Silver Lake.
which is, oh, I missed it,
Yeah.
about 15 miles out of Silver Lake, up toward Thompson Reservoir,
Yeah.
is an old line shack,
Uh-huh.
and they've converted it to a restaurant. It's no electricity.
Cash
things-
only.
Cash only.
Yeah.
Two things on the menu: 32-ounce steak and a whole chicken.
Wow.
And
It comes with homemade rolls, bean and beef soup, salad.
salad, lemonade in a mason jar.
Sounds wonderful.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
to die
fantastic.
for. But you don't. It's not the. And it is out in the middle of nowhere. And
Yeah.
If you expect to show up there and eat without a reservation, you're a fool.
No, you have to.
Wow. That speaks volumes right
Yeah,
there.
that's cool.
So
you have
when
to
I
call and make reservations.
when we were down here working
Oh.
years ago,
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah,
call
they-
because old
I
school.
used one
Send
of
up
those
smoke-
phones one
smoke
time in
signals?
Idaho.
This-
River and no return. I had to call the lodge across the
so
last lo-
when I was down here years ago, we rented a house on that one of the ranches down there. I think you can still rent it.
Yeah.
Steen's Mountain Adventures or something.
Yeah,
Anyways, we rented a house on the ranch, and we pulled our per diem.
You tell her.
You're so
She
tough,
usually doesn't
everybody's
bark
afraid
like
of you.
this.
She wants to run.
And then we went to the Diamond Hotel.